AWS reInvent. I'm Cassidy Quinn with GeekWire Studios. So excited right now to be joined with AMD's Mike Thompson, Senior Cloud Product Manager. There's a lot going on here at reInvent. How's your time going so far?
It's going really good. Thanks for having me, Cassidy. It's a very vibrant show this year. It's so nice to be back in person and see all the customers and partners here.
Well, we're happy to have you right here. So let's really start at the base of it all. AMD is about things going faster, costing less. Where does the actual processor come in? I mean, it's the central processing unit. Why should customers care about it when it comes to the cloud?
You know, good question. A lot of times customers and users don't actually consider their processor. A lot of times they go with the status quo, or they hit the drop-down menu and just select whatever instance type is right there at the top of the list. There's a number of reasons that customers should care about processor choice. For performance and for job cost, it can make a really, really big impact. So customers that are falling back to the status quo choice of their processor, or maybe not even considering the processor at all, are really missing out. So especially for performance and time-bound workloads, or workloads that are constrained by hourly cost, can make a really big difference.
Wow, yeah, that hits home for sure. So what about AMD-based AWS EC2 instances? What sets those apart?
So what sets them apart? Over the last year, we have some significant differentiation that's come to market through AWS. Over this summer, AWS launched in EC2 4 new instance types from AMD. This is based on our 4th generation EPYC processor. We call it Genoa. And AWS themselves said at launch time they designed it to be the best x86 performance and price performance in all of EC2, which is a pretty bold claim. I'm very appreciative to AWS for saying so. And that makes some real significant performance and time to done benefits for customers. And it opens up a new type of cost optimization possibility, what I call performance-driven cost optimizations. So the processors run so fast that even if they have a higher hourly cost, because they run so fast, the jobs run smaller and faster, and so the net job cost can be quite a bit lower. So these Genoa-based, these 4th generation EPYC-based instances are M7A, R7A, C7A, and HPC7A. And so if customers are just making the status quo choice, they can very well be missing out on performance-driven cost benefits, as well as simply higher performance, faster time to done. And then there's one other generation of AMD EPYC processors running in the cloud now. These are on the 6th generation platforms from AWS. And those instance types are really, really good for workloads that aren't CPU performance bound or are always on. You know, say you have a streaming service just looking to see if someone's logging in or not, so they have a daemon running all the time. You can't do always on any faster. 24 hours a day takes 24 hours a day. So those types of workloads are more sensitive to hourly costs, and they're really good for our 3rd generation Milan processors, C6A, R6A, M6A, and HPC6A. And then finally, a unique feature of the AMD EPYC processors is silicon-based confidential computing. AMD releases this feature, they call it SEV SNP or SEV SNP. This makes it possible to protect your data in use. In addition to the standard practice of protecting data while it's at rest on a disk or while it's moving through the network, those are readily encrypted in that standard practice today. What is unique is the ability to protect the data while it's in use. So even if someone is able to hack into the server, or if they're able to actually put a logic analyzer on the CPU and look at the data as it moves around, there's nothing they can do with it because it's encrypted. So all that boils down to do more with less.
Yeah, okay, so if someone is getting all that, they've heard all your talking points, they want to do more with less, what would be the first step if someone wants to switch to AMD-powered instances?
Well, especially if they're running on x86 platforms, all they need to do is press the easy button. Go into the EC2 console, go to the instance type selection, hit the drop-down menu, and I don't know if you could hear the cheat code, but in all of the AMD instance types, there's an A suffix, a little lowercase a. So go into the drop-down menu in the EC2 console, select for performance and time bound, C7A, M7A, R7A, or HPC7A, and if they really care about optimizing hourly cost, it's M6A, R6A, C6A, and HPC6A. Now, not to trivialize porting code between processors, but if they're already running on x86, porting between x86 and x86 is trivial by comparison to going to a different architecture like ARM, for instance. So just hit the easy button and choose AMD EPYC processors.
Wow, I think you made it sound as easy as the button could. Thank you so much, Mike Thompson with AMD. Thanks for joining us here. Have a great rest of your reInvent.
Thanks for having me.